offensively in the second half, it is a concern of mine only because of who they have coming up this week. Being Wisconsin, and if they can't run against Rutgers, how the hell are they going to be able to run against Wisconsin? That's my concern. Defensively,
turn right onto Lee Road.
Jim Harbaugh was saying, the fact that the young guys couldn't, figure out who what position to play, which guy to go on the read option. So defensively, I think they'll be okay against the run. We haven't really seen them face a great passing attack yet. They have not been really tested.
In 3/4 of a mile, at the roundabout, take the third exit onto Lee Road.
They've been ranked in the top 10, 97 consecutive weeks, which is just incredible. That's tied for the second longest streak in the top 10 ever. Are Dabo's days as a perennial national title contender over, or is this just a blip on the radar?
I think it's a blip on the radar. I think they're still recruiting really well. I believe that he's got a great program. People love playing for him. And the ACC is still the ACC, so I still think it's just going to be a blip. Every powerhouse is going to have a bad year or two.
Yeah, I think it's a blip on the radar, but I do think there is some red flags. Recruiting has changed over the course of the pandemic. Some guys that he was drawing out of California, out of Texas, don't want to go as far away from home. So he's going to have to modify his recruiting, but he still has Tony Elliott, his offensive coordinator, still has Brett Reynolds, his defensive coordinator. They have great track records of developing players, putting them in the NFL, and winning football games, getting to college football playoffs. I think this right now is the outlier.
And again, though, it just comes down to quarterback play, and that's why Michigan has had the problems that they've had, because Clemson is not getting consistent quarterback play that they've gotten the last 5 years with Watson and Lawrence.
At the roundabout, take the third exit onto Lee Road.
They're not getting a great defensive lines that they've had in the past year.
Yeah, very true as well. All right, Iowa's undefeated and 5th in the country, but they had to come from behind to beat Colorado State. The Hawkeyes' big win was over Iowa State. They lost to Baylor this week. Is Iowa overrated?
I'm not a big fan of rankings, especially preseason rankings or even this early in the season, but I don't know who you would rank over top of Oklahoma, Oklahoma, Cincinnati maybe after this weekend. In Arkansas, you could probably say...
Exit roundabout onto Lee Road. Then at the roundabout, take the second exit. Proceed to the route. Use the left lane to make a U-turn at Old Lee Road.
Always go
Then
out
at
of
the
your way.
roundabout, take the fourth exit onto Lee Road.
Crazy how I always
Touchdowns,
freaking
their
do it.
defense has been good. Spencer Petras, their quarterback, has not been accurate. Has not been the guy that
Shitty.
either Kirk Ferentz
At the
or
roundabout,
Brian
take the
Ferentz
fourth
wanted
exit onto
to
Lee
take
Road.
this offense to the next level, and they don't have that reliable rushing attack that Iowa generally has.
I do think they're a little overrated, but we'll find out in their next two games.
Yeah.
They have a Friday night game at Maryland, playing really well, especially offensively, and then they host Penn State. And if they can come out and win those two games, the rest of their schedule is cake. So they'll be, probably top 3, top 4 in the country.
At the roundabout, take the second exit onto Lee Road.
Another bad half against the Ravens. What's your verdict on Goff 3 games into his Lions career?
As somebody who used to be in the studio would say, he's been okay.
At the roundabout, take the third exit to merge onto US 23 north toward Flint.
And vice versa. He's not put together a solid half, not a solid game. But I think he's been okay.
I'm going to phrase this differently. This seems like the most fence-writing edition of the Wide Night ever. So saying something, come on, guys, take a stand and have an opinion, and if you're wrong, you're wrong. Will Jared Goff be the quarterback in 2023? Starting quarterback week 1.
2023? No.
Okay. That's your verdict.
Yeah.
So here's my verdict. He's not been as accurate as I hoped, especially on the short passes. We knew he wasn't going to go deep. So right now, I think he's just another quarterback that's overpaid. I don't know how you build around a quarterback that's not an elite quarterback.
In 12 miles, take exit 70 onto Clyde Road.
My verdict, absolutely no way. He's slow. He's very slow. He holds on to the ball, and he needs a ton of help. It's just not going to happen. So he's just a stopgap.
Yeah. Which is fine, because I know that's what he did.
seen just how depleted the talent is on this team. Realistically, when should Campbell and Holmes be on the hot seat to contend, knowing this is going to take some time?
After the year 2, if they stink again next year and the young players don't look like they're getting much better heading into year 3, that seat is going to be hot, at least for me.
I'm going to go one more. I'm going to say year 3 because you got 2 first-round draft picks next year.
You're saying after year 3?
After year 3,
okay.
Yeah. You got 2 first-round draft picks next year, 2 first-round draft picks the year after. So they're going into year 3 with 5 first-round picks, Penny Sewell being the one that we know about. And at that point, you're going to have time to go into free agency. You're going to have time to develop some of the young players from this draft, later in the draft. And that's what we think Brad Holmes can do, is get really good in the mid-rounds. So we'll find out, and we'll know a lot more, I think, coming out of year 3. Plus, you'll have an answer to the quarterback situation.
All right, Joe Burrow took the Bengals into Pittsburgh and won. Justin Herbert took the Chargers into Arrowhead and won. Will Burrow or Herbert make the playoffs this year, and which of them ends up having the better career?
Well, I think you guys know my answer on this one. Justin Herbert, I think, is a terrific quarterback. The way that he processes the offense, the way he handles pressure situations. I mean, just look at what he did this past weekend, in Kansas City. He's a guy that can step up and make the big play. He can make those around him better. He's got every throw that you'd ever want. Plus, he's got the better tools around him. So, yeah, they're the team that makes the playoffs this year, and he's also the guy that ends up with a better career.
And the Chargers will make the playoffs, and it's not just because Herbert's going to be better than Burrow. It's because of the fact that they have a really good defense, too. I mean, they got Derwin James, they got Bosa, and even offensively. Keenan Allen could be the most underrated offensive player in NFL history.
He's coming into his own to Mike Williams.
Yes.
It's not just touchdowns anymore. I mean, he has had a great start to the season.
Yes, he has.
I will say this. Herbert he deserves all the accolades he gets, and the command of the offense is unbelievable in year 2.
Yep.
I don't think Joe Burrow is getting enough love for what he's accomplishing. They already won a road division game. I mean, I think Herbert did too. But I think the Bengals are going to make the playoffs.
They might. I'm not going to argue that they won't.
So you think they're going to make it ahead?
As a wild card, I really do. They have an easy schedule, and they won one of their tougher games already.
Yeah, but I mean, in their division, you got Baltimore, you got Cleveland. It's a tough division to get 3 out of.
All right, in the preseason, me and John had a nice back and forth on who had a better shot at winning their division. The Packers or the Chiefs? John said the Chiefs, and I said the Packers. Stoney, where do you stand on this? And John, would you like to change your opinion?
It's the Green Bay Packers, and it's not even close. This is the biggest landslide since George McGovern lost as president in 1972. Look at the Packers division. They got nobody. The Bears suck. The Lions suck. Minnesota is barely above suck. And the Chiefs have, the Chargers are good. The Broncos are good. And oh, yes, the Raiders are undefeated, right?
You can walk it back, John.
Yeah, I know it's okay to walk it back, and I'll walk it back a little bit. I didn't think this division would be this bad, and I do think that the Chiefs win their division. I'm not going to back off on that because they started off with 3 tough games. Now they've got the Eagles, the Bills, Washington. They've got the Giants in a couple of weeks. They're going to.
Those other teams have those patsies too, don't they?
Yeah, well, they got in their division, yes.
Yes.
But I just think Kansas City is going to win their division, but we'd all kind of be foolish right now to say Green Bay doesn't have the easiest path.
This is the best opportunity for me to point out that I was right and you were wrong. Friday, you can do that with me when it comes to picking Michigan football games.
And that is the Wide 9 here on 97.1, The Ticket.
All right, you guys, fall is in the air, and let's face it, we're all going to be watching some football. So let's make it a little bit more fun with my friends at Bet River Sportsbook. They're your football betting powerhouse from kickoff until the final whistle with same-game parlays, prop bets, and special promotions all season long. And for college football fans, Bet Rivers makes game days way more rewarding with parlay profit boosts. Just log in each Saturday and place a parlay bet of 3 legs or more and get a 20% profit boost. Or, of course, if pro football is more your vibe, get those spread bets in for the Bet Rivers Beat the Spread Challenge. All you have to do is place a minimum of $25 in pregame spread bets on any pro football matchup, and the more correct picks, the greater your shot is at winning a share of the $1 million prize pool. Great promotions like these are why I love betting on football, Rivers. So go download the app yourself or check out BetRivers.com and start betting with a winner. Bet Rivers Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Visit BetRivers.com for full terms and conditions. Must be 21, playable in Michigan. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by Super Car Wash. South Coast Freeway northbound at 8 Mile, a crash is blocking the left lane. There's also a car fire leaving only the left lane open. 94 westbound at Mining and 94 eastbound at Belleville Road. A disabled vehicle blocks the right shoulder. Super Car Wash gives you unlimited chances to keep your car clean. Wash every day at any 11 locations for just $14 a month. It's quick, easy, and contactless with free vacuums and hand towel drying. That's $14 a month for unlimited. Drive up and sign up at Super Car Wash. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
Dan Campbell joins Stoney and Jansen Tuesdays at 7:30 on 97.1 The Ticket.
This Omar Science with an Odyssey Sports Minute, sponsored by Lexicon, your holistic provider of practice management software and support services. This week's penalty labs featured 3 groups of underachievers, starting with the following offensive play callers: Chicago's Matt Nagy, Philly's Nick Sirianni, and the Jets' Mike LaFleur and Miami's George Godsey. Nagy never gave Justin Fields a chance in his starting debut. Sirianni inexplicably didn't run the football against Dallas. LaFleur showed zero creativity, and Godsey had the single worst play call of the season. Why would you call it wide receiver bubble screen in your own end zone? Predictable results was a safety. Poor rookie starting quarterbacks Fields, Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence, and Mac Jones completed only 53.2% of their combined throws, 2 touchdowns, and 7 picks. Finally, there goes those inconsistent receivers once again, including the referee's thrown flag hitting airborne punt, causing Arizona's Rondell Moore to help catch Omar Science.
Attorney Joe Cordell. New school, new job, new home. Change is hard and can leave you feeling isolated. And divorce delivers one of life's hardest blows. The relationships you counted on are suddenly gone. But you don't have to walk through this alone. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has guided men through the challenges of divorce. You're not alone. Call Cordell
Use
&
the right
Cordell.
lane to take
Schedule an
exit
appointment
70
with
onto
one of
Clyde
Cordell &
Road.
Cordell's Detroit area attorneys. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So your headlights are getting dim? With the seasons changing, now's a great time to change them. Upgrading your headlights can ensure you'll be safe and ready to handle darkness and fog. Oh, and we recommend replacing in pairs. That way you won't have uneven lighting over time. You can get all of your lighting needs fast with our next day delivery and free same-day store pickup. Getting the job done just got easier. Restrictions and details at
Turn
AutoZone.com.
right.
The wait is finally over. Nutfest Roadshow is back.
8 miles. Turn left onto Liberty Road.
Saturday, October 2nd, VTE Energy Music Theater. Featuring Slipknot, with Killswitch Engage, Fever 333, and Code Orange. On sale now. Tickets available online at livenation.com. Visit nutfestroadshow.com for more.
2 Men in a Truck is the leader in all things moving. When it comes to moving, we can do it all. Whether it's down the street, out of state, or something as simple as moving a heavy appliance from one room to the next, we can handle all moving needs with a level of professionalism and care that is unmatched in the moving industry. All of our movers are professionally trained, background checked, and drug screened to provide you with a seamless and stress-free moving experience. Get a free quote today. Go to 2meninatruck.com. That's 2meninatruck.com. We move people forward.
Hi friends, Bill Golling here for Golling Toyota Warren. If you currently own a Toyota, I invite you to visit our remodeled facility on Van Dyke and 696. It's easier to get to, being right off the freeway. We offer great friendly service, have a well-stocked parts department, factory-trained technicians, and a full body shop that can repair all makes and models. Need a different set of wheels? We offer everything from new tires to an outstanding selection of new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. So come discover the Golling Toyota difference. Check us out online at gollingtoyota.com.
Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Breaking news on 97.1 The Ticket, powered by Odyssey and presented by BetQL. Become a better sports bettor. Get smarter to beat the books. Download the BetQL app or visit BetQL.com today.
The Michigan Wolverines play the Wisconsin Badgers Saturday at 11 on 97.1 The Ticket.
97.1 The Ticket, still ahead on the program. We'll hear from Matt Leinart and Wojo, not together.
No.
Although Wojo would be a good blocking back in front of Matt.
Be a lead back.
Yes, absolutely.
Fullback.
An H-back.
Push him into the end zone.
Yes, exactly. Some interesting NFL news. Richard Sherman has signed a one-year deal with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Not surprised.
Yeah, everyone wants to go play with Tom.
Yeah. Everyone wants a Super Bowl.
He won't be starting out this Sunday.
No.
Some kind of shape.
Some game shape.
And of course, Tampa Bay, they're missing one of their starting defensive backs from last year. Got hurt.
Yep.
The kid from Central Michigan, Bunting.
Yes.
If you wanted to win a Super Bowl, why did he sign with the Rams?
You
Okay,
gotta
that's
go.
a
You gotta go with
I know.
track record.
Yes, I
Turn
get
left
that.
onto Bullet Road.
By the way, some recruiting news. Michigan got a big-time, I guess, defensive tackle from Indiana yesterday. And West Bloomfield's own Dylan Tatum will make his announcement tonight around 7 o'clock. It's between Michigan and Michigan State. And I believe
In
he
half
will
a
be
mile,
smart.
turn right onto Reed Road.
Well, you got the inside track.
Not really, but it's just the tea leaves suggest it's going to be the sport. But Rika will be in here later to tape his 5-Star Zone
Yes,
podcast.
I'm sure he knows.
He'll tell me if I'm right or wrong.
Yeah.
But I told him a while ago that I thought he was going to be taking the Michigan State all along, because I think he was a fan as a kid. And once Mel Tucker took over, he became enamored with the family atmosphere at Michigan State.
Sure.
And some people assumed he would be at Michigan because his high school coach, Ron Bellamy, was coaching the defensive backfield, the safeties. But we'll see. It could be wrong. There are some other schools in the mix too, but I believe he even said it's between Michigan and Michigan State. Jamie Collins, I guess there weren't as many suitors as Dan Campbell Leno. Because last week, there's suitors.
Yeah, and so it's kind of semantics probably. He should have just said there's callers. We have callers. I don't know if we have any suitors. But that's what you're going to get when you tell a guy that he's not playing.
Right.
And everybody knows what's going on, and then you tell him not to show up, and they were very transparent,
Turn right onto
as we
Reed
like
Road.
to say, about their intentions for Jamie Collins. But there's so much that goes into it in regards to his contract and how he would fit in with another team, and it's not necessarily the cap ramifications, because I believe the Lions would eat most of that cap.
Yes, and I think
In a
it's
quarter
$5
mile,
to $6
turn
million
left onto
will
Mapley
be
Hill
on
Road.
the cap for next year.
$5 million for next year, but they've
Right.
got what, $50 million in dead cap
For this year,
which
who cares?
great
about-
year to have it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, get it off the books.
Yeah.
Get the whiteout out, and you don't have to worry about it next year. But you still got to pay the man.
Yeah.
And if
Turn
he
left
signs
onto
with somebody
Mapley Hill
else,
Road.
then they have to pay him. If they trade for him, and nobody wants to pay him what he was being paid.
Right.
That's simply that's all it was. He will pick up with somebody. He will sign with somebody. It's just not going to be it'll probably be a veteran minimum.
In half a mile,
And
the
not
destination is on
not
your
much
left.
guaranteed. But
5881
that's
Mapley
the
Hill
value
Road.
that Jamie Collins has right now. And it has nothing to do with what he did in his career. He had some good years.
Right.
Some really good years. Just this isn't one of them. Neither was last year.
It's interesting because I was, being on Twitter like I am. Rainer Saban, who writes for college football for the Free Press, and not exactly a Jim Harbaugh fan, but he said, and I'm just reading his tweet. He says I wrote about Jamie Collins last year. Ellis Johnson, his coach for 1 year at Southern Miss, had this to say about Jamie Collins, quote, "I called on him to help us in the transition. He didn't want to be a leader. He was not vocal. He didn't want to have that on him." Basically, he said he's not a bad guy or anything like that. He's not a leader.
Yeah.
And I think that, I don't know for a fact, but you think of a team like the Lions, if you have or don't have the qualities of a leader, if you're going to be a role player, you're better off getting the hell out of there. Not that he was a desk disturber or anything like that, but with a young team, veterans who aren't going to play that much, you at least need them to, get their knowledge to these players and be a leader in a transition.
Right, which is why they have a Michael Brockers.
Yes.
You know, and you can look around and say, okay, there's some guys that have those qualities. If Jamie Collins doesn't have it, and he's not going to help,
The destination is on your
you know,
left.
Derek Barnes
5881
to get better, and you've got Anzalone there who can help Derek Barnes. You're not going to pay for something that it's just not going to be a benefit to you. And I don't know that you're going to go out and promote him from the practice squad or sign anybody that's going to replace him and say, okay, this is better. It's like he's not holding up anybody's spot, but it's basically dead space.
Our telephone number is 248-539-9797. Next up, we'll hear from former Heisman Trophy winner and USC quarterback Matt Leiter here on the Stony Jansen program 97.